Okay, so good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
Yeah, you're up to hear some really incredible words of wisdom and music of wisdom from our guest speaker today.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes? Or
Yes.
I'm hearing enthusiasm.
Yes.
Okay, wake up, everyone. I am going to now be professional, which is, okay. I went on the website. There's so many, oh my gosh, I know that Shannon must have written all of these incredible, I mean, there's just paragraphs upon paragraphs describing the talent of this incredible, incredible person. I can't believe it's been almost 2 years since you were last here. That's pretty amazing. But I'm just going to read a little something here. Sima, Bob, is a dynamic singer-songwriter, performer, storyteller, speaker, servant of humanity, workshop and retreat leader, meditation and breathwork facilitator, and creative collaborator. Often weaving, which he's going to do it as our, it's not even a workshop, our experience this afternoon at 12:30, he's going to be doing this incredible experience. So I really do highly encourage everyone, if you can, to stay for that. It really is going, I can't wait. So let me finish this. His soul-stirring, I love this. His soul-stirring performance straddled the worlds of folk, curtain, soul, and gospel as he navigates audiences, isn't this good, deeply on a journey, both individually and as a collective. And one more. He is a master at going from foot stomp to pin drop. I love that part. So, you know, I'm not even going to read anymore because I think what we need to do is really experience Bob Sima.
Thank you.
Can we take you everywhere?
No, you can't.
You are so hired.
I think that she wanted to.
And that was your professional part, huh? I think it's all professional. I think we should give it up for the hardest working musician in New Jersey right here, Mr. David. You ever go see Eckhart Tolle?
Yes.
Anybody ever seen him? How many of you have seen Eckhart Tolle in person? On TV, on Eckhart TV, okay? Do you ever notice when he walks up there, he just stands there?
Yep.
And he just takes people in, and he lets them take him in. You know, that is just, that's really what this whole thing is about today, is, okay, you want to know the title? I have a title. All right, take these words in. K-N-O-W, God. No God. Okay? N-O, God. So, oh good, you're giving me the look I was expecting. Who's this weird guy that they just talked about like that? Take that in. No God. No God. I know you're confused, and you know what? I didn't even get it, and this is the second time I've done this talk. I know we're going to do it completely different, but the first time I did the talk, I explained it wrong. I really did. I went through it, and people, they got it. They got the point of it. The whole point of it is there is no point. And the whole point of it is that the words that you hear from this pulpit every week, that guide you in so many amazing ways, that are in every one of my songs, can be a little confusing. No God, no God. And all the synchronicities this morning have been so powerful to breathe in mentioning the Tao Te Ching. So I was going to say, to start this out, is the Tao, it would say right in the Tao that what is called the Tao is not the Tao. So what I really mean is, if you know God, you're on the wrong path if you think you know God. You can only know God by experiencing God. And before I even go any further, I want to read a little prayer to you because it so fits what you do every week. And this is from a Unitarian minister. So take this in. This is his prayer before delivering a sermon. I don't really like that word sermon, speaking of words, but I'll use the word message. So, what in the name of all that's holy am I doing here? What in the name of all that's holy are you doing here? Whatever possessed me to think that this message worth delivering to this congregation, or any congregation, ideas that seem so fresh, now sound trite, hackneyed, scarcely thought through. The words have been chosen because I like the way they sound, the way they flow together, the way they fill the space, or because there's another word I can't think of, another word that says it better, but I can't think of it at this moment, so this word, which doesn't quite work, will have to do. Oh God, if you were there, please help them hear in this sermon, in this message, something I didn't know I said. Help them hear in the silences the message they need to hear. Let there be some richness I did not plan. And dear God, help me remember what I say is far less important than what they hear. Or else I'll never do this again. So if you look at our license plate on our car, actually it's a van, you will see what my whole life is about, really. And it really started out with a discussion with our friend Dale Allen Hoffman. We were driving in New Jersey. My gosh, the synchronicities are amazing. We were driving up, maybe even it was to here. Was it to here? Oh my gosh, it didn't even hit me until just now. See, that's the magic I did not plan. And we're driving along, and Shannon and Loretta are in the car behind us, and we're up there because we've had far too much coffee. And when Dale and I have a lot of coffee, it's just, you know, we really should just put up a microphone and just record it because, so we got into this thought, and it was, transcend, let's transmute, what's the word? And I was like, oh, transcend. It's the awakening. So it's not transcend, it's trance, T-R-A-N-C-E, end. Ending the trance. So of course I wrote a song about it. And it also started with a little Alan Watts. Do you know Alan Watts? Alan Watts is he called himself a spiritual entertainer. And I'm not going to sing the song like the way I would perform it. I just want you to hear the words. So think about the words, because the truth was here before the words. Because we made up the words. Red is not red, blue is not blue, I'm not me, you are not you, and this is not a song, 'cause everything's a rainbow. And nothing is bad, and nothing is good, and everything is changing, and this could be the day silent man sit in the rain. It's a flash in the clouds, a crack in the sky, the breath inside the breath, the shiver down your spine. It's the baby's first breath, the lover's last leap. It's here in your eyes, it's rolling down your cheek. Stop the words now, turn within, open up your heart, let the trance end. Stop the words now, turn within, open up your heart, let the trance end. Stop the words now, turn within, open up your heart, let the trance end. Can you feel it now? Can you feel it now? The fastest way to feel God is through the breath. So I invite you to follow me in a little breath. So breathe everything you got out. Farther, no more. Squeeze your belly. Now bring it in. Now follow me. Just do this. Do it just like this. Just. One more. Slow. Now don't breathe. Wait. Your ego wants the breath. You don't need it. Feel it? You're not holding your breath. You're empowered with the Spirit. When you're ready, go ahead and take the breath. It's not a contest. You feel it. You feel it's. How many of you can take a future breath? Nobody. Good. Actually, we had somebody not once, many times in the breathwork retreats and workshops. How many of you can take a future breath? There's always. It's beautiful though. So here's the thing about the words. Do you know the Zen story with the three students, the man pointing at the moon? You know, I'll tell you. So there's the master and he's pointing at the moon. And there's three students and they're watching him. Only one awakens. Okay? Is it the one fixated on the man? Or is it the one fixated on the finger? No. It's the one fixated on the moon. So the point is that the words are the trance, in a way. Have you ever thought about how much we fixate on language and how, even last night we were talking to some people and they came into the concert and we were talking about names. He's like, hey, my name's Mike. And I'm like, hey, my name's Bob. And we went, what are these silly names anyway? And I was at an event some morning, I don't remember where, I think it was in Roanoke, Virginia. And I walked into the kitchen, I was rushing and I ran into the back to get a tea, and I was like, I'm on in like 5 minutes, I just need a tea, and I just, and I walked into the kitchen and there's this man with dreadlocks, he was about 85 years old, and he had cool looking Indian clothes on, and I went, whoa. And I was making my tea, and I was like, and he's just sitting there, just like Eckhart, he was just watching this crazy, silly human who was totally tranced out with my tea and all this stuff, and he just looking at me. And I just felt calmer in his presence, you know. And I walked over and I said, I got to talk to this guy. And I said, hi, my name's Bob. What's your name? And he said, what does it matter? And I just went, I don't know, I'm kind of mad at you right now, but because I want you to tell me your name because that's what we do as people. When I tell you mine, you tell me yours. And it wasn't like that. It wasn't like that he was like, oh, I don't need to tell you my name because I'm beyond names. That doesn't resonate with me. It's not about that. It didn't even make me feel uncomfortable. Well, you know, as Eleanor Roosevelt says, you can only be made, they can only bother you if you let them, or something like that. So it was me, it was my little ego and my trance. It was the trance that got in the way. I just looked at him and I said, yeah, I don't know his name to this day. I don't even know if he was real. You know, maybe this was my peaceful warrior moment. I don't know. He didn't have a motorcycle helmet on or anything. So the question is the words. Mark Nepo once said, so you wear your opinions. You wear so many opinions that wonder rarely has a chance to touch your skin. Okay? So I remember being a small child and being on an arborist tour or something like that, and they're going, well, this is an oak tree. And I just remember looking at it going, that's kind of sad. That's just an oak tree. And they told me it comes from an acorn, and it grows to be hundreds of feet tall, and it has an ecosystem in it, and it's an oak tree. Like, that's all you got is oak tree? So as soon as you name something, you take away its magic, you know? As soon as you start thinking, I know what God is, you know, the Tao says, you know, that which is called the Tao is not the Tao. You won't, like they say in the Course in Miracles, the mind doesn't know the way. The heart has been there, but the soul has never left. The soul has never left. So all these words. So when I say transcend, and in that song, you know, it's the baby's first breath. It's the lover's last leap. It's the tear in your eye as it's rolling down your cheek. You know, I mean, the truth was here way before we got here. It was just here. I mean, and I don't even know if we need to use the word God. I don't know what your path is, and what some people are triggered by that word, God, Goddess, Creatrix, whatever you want to name it. But it's just that thing that keeps us here, that thing that put us here, and is breathing with us, is breathing through us. And when they said Jesus breathed on them, Jesus breathed with them, because the great mystic knew that the breath, and all you Dale fans, you know, it's Ruka. Say that once. Ruka. Oh, I just love that. Can you say it again? Ruka. The Ruka de Kucha, the breath of life. Now, what does that even mean? Is it just, we can do some alternate nostril breathing, we can do 4-7-8, what do you want to do? No, it's not the air. It rides in on the air. It's not the air. The Ruka is something that you can detect its presence, but you can't find its source. Wow. So you're going to pretend that you know that? No God, no God. Feel God. God. What do you think they call them? God bumps. Do you call them God bumps or goosebumps? I never really looked up why they call them goosebumps, and I'm not really concerned about it. But today we're really going to experience this workshop. As you said, it's not a workshop. It's an experience, the full body music experience. Because really what you are is just, and it emanates in these 7 regions of your being, of your physical being. You're just spinning wheels of light, and they just get faster in these 7 areas. And when they become out of alignment, ooh, we don't want them to come out of alignment. But today we will go through each one and we'll read intentional words. We will do a breath for each one. We will do a color. We will tone a seed mantra for each one. We will do a bowl. I mean, Shannon's got all kinds of toys. But the point of it is to feel. It's not to know anything. Osho, you know Osho, quite controversial figure he was with his Rolls Royces and all of that. But if you ever watched an interview with him, there's still some stuff on YouTube, but he, oh my goodness, he just gazed at you and you just felt. It's almost like they say with Jesus, Yeshua, that the consciousness was so high, that's why people were being healed in his presence. So, and you know, we can do the same thing. So if we go through these 7 chakras, we are healing ourselves. I mean, it's called vitalism in the chiropractic world, that your body actually has, there is no good or bad energy, it's just all energy. And I have a song about that called Same Energy. So it's just this, we're just so full, you know. There's a really good story about another master teacher with his student, and he comes to him and he says, he walks in and he's like, I'm almost enlightened. I'm pretty close. I like, you should see my library. I have all these books, and I'm really there, and I just want to sit down and talk with you, and you know, this and that, and this is the other thing and that, and you know what I really feel is this and that. And the master's just sitting there watching him, and he said, well, would you like some tea? And he said, sure. He said, so he goes over and he pours the tea into his cup, and he just pours and pours and pours, and the cup is filling, and he keeps pouring and keeps pouring, and the student's looking at him like, you can stop now. And he just keeps pouring and keeps pouring and pouring. And the tea is now running off into the saucer, and now it's running across the table, and he has to back up from the table because it's now running down the table. And the master's just pouring and pouring and pouring, and look at him and say, and he looks at him and he says, well, how can we be taught anything when we're completely full already? You must first empty your cup. I like the way Rumi put it. He said, sell your cleverness and purchase bewilderment. Purchase bewilderment. There's your stock tip of the day. But what Yeshua was saying was, as far as mystics, he's pretty much up at the top of my list right there with Alan Watts and Carlos Castaneda, many of just the contemporary teachers. But and this really ties into what he was saying when he says, what's the root of all evil? And this is straight out of the Dale textbook. But, so the love of money, I believe is the way we, you know, with the words and the translations and all of that. So the love of money is the root of all evil. So you break down the words, money. Is it money? Of course not. Mammon was the word that Yeshua would have used. And the way Dale teases it out, and from what I've been reading, is it's materialism. It's not materialism like, oh, I've got a brand new this or that. It's just physical things. It's believing what your eyes tell you is the nature of the truth. I think that's exactly how it goes. So the love of believing what your eyes tell you is the nature of the truth. So walking up and saying, oak tree. Well, maybe if you just spend a moment just taking that tree in and going, oh my, you know, an acorn? When you do this, my friends, you transcend. The trance is ended. You're not in this constant state of habitual thinking. You know, driving just down here from Morristown, Parsippany. I don't know where that came from. That's in New Jersey, though, right?
Yeah.
We drove down from Morristown, and we've been doing this pretty often. How often do you just get in your car and you hit the GPS and you just go? I don't need to know where I'm going. That knows where I'm going. But we started doing this thing where we just go, and it has to do with money. I don't like to pay tolls. Do you? Don't you just feel kind of like, I thought I already paid for this in my taxes, you know? Like, I'm not going to get on that, don't worry. But you don't have to pay tolls. So coming from Annapolis, where we live, up to Morristown, we would have spent about $30 in tolls, okay? It was taking 4 hours and 12 minutes, okay? So instead of doing that, we hit the little button that said, see, this is the trans ending. We're looking at new possibilities now. What else is available? So we hit no tolls, 4 hours and 18 minutes, no tolls. So there's your message for today. Download Waze. It's a really good app. But so when we drove here, there was no tolls, and I gotta tell you, my friends, what a beautiful drive. We went through Princeton. We went through all these little towns. We probably hit our brakes a little more than we would have on 95, but it's just we broke the trance. We sunk in and said, what else is available? Okay, I'm not saying not to think. I'm not saying not to use words. Every song I have has words. But it's the trance of the words. It's believing your eyes tell you is the nature of the truth, is the trance. And when you got it all figured out, that's when you might want to go, do I really? Sell your cleverness. Purchase bewilderment. You know, do you think this world was put here for us to just go, to have a day that was like, nah? Should there ever be a day that's like, nah? I don't even know where that word came from, but I just love it, because it's like, nah. It's just, life is so meh to so many people, and we've read all the books. And like we have people that come to the workshops, and we get into these discussions, and I've read all the books. I mean, just what I was saying earlier, I've read every book. I've read, I just want to feel God. I'm like, okay. It's just waiting for you. It's just past your hoping. Right next to your knowing. There in plain sight. So we drove through Princeton, where Einstein was known to have spent much of his time, right? He says, I want to learn to think like God. All the rest are just details. A couple of things to lay on you before I sing this song. True imagination is not fanciful daydreaming. It is fire from heaven. True imagination is not fanciful daydreaming, it's fire from heaven. Ernest Holmes said that. And he also said it has been said that we can know God only insofar as we can become God. Deserts and clouds, and I chew on mountains, 'cause I know they are sweet bones. When no one is looking, I sip from the cool summer sky. I savor the blue of it, and it colors my eyes. No one is looking, I wanna kiss God. When no one is looking, I wanna kiss God. And I polish off the stars, and the dust on my fingers is my own. When no one is looking, I paint smiles on faces with frowns, and I swipe a little lift from a joyful child who's holding my hand. When no one is looking, I breathe in with you and I feel sweet relief, and I hold the mystery closer than I hold my beliefs. Yeah, I hold the mystery closer than I hold my belief. Can you sing that with me? I hold the mystery closer than I hold my beliefs. I hold the mystery closer than I hold my beliefs. No one is looking, I just want to kiss God. So I lift up my own hand to my mouth and I lay one down. Do you know the cure for loneliness is not human contact? It's contact with reality. Good, you're staring at me that same way again. So, do I have time for a little more song here? How are we doing?
You know what, let us just.
You want to do a song at the end?
Yeah.
Thank you. So the bridge to time is not my highest gift. Was that what the title is, or your?
Musical message.
No, there was a bridge theme. What was it called?
Yes.
Yeah, the
Yes,
July
Bridge Over
theme,
Time.
the bridge over time. Yeah. So we can leave it there, and then I can.
Okay, hold on one
yeah.
second. Okay. So.
Oh, she has to confirm.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Okay, so hold that.
Okay, we're gonna hold that.
Go ahead. You're not finished, but we're
Okay.
gonna do the offertory now.
What just happened? I don't know what just happened.
We're going with the flow.
We're going with the flow. Everyone's moving into action.
So.
Where do I go? Do I stay here?
I'm taking a step. So, Bob,
This is the magic we hadn't planned.